Hello, grade 12s. Welcome back to the channel, Science Therapy, hosted by the one and only science therapist, Uabutiwa Sos Ugobela Wemets. And without any further ado, let's look at this question that we have. Okay, so we have question 7, still on 3D trigonometry. It says in the diagram, B, C, and D are in the same horizontal plane, right? So we already know that statement. If they're in the same horizontal plane, that means AD here is the vertical pole, and then these two sides here need to be adjacent. It needs to be perpendicular to that pole, right? So BD, we can see it's perpendicular, and then DC is also perpendicular to AD, right? And then AD, as I already stated, is a vertical pole anchored by two cables AB and AC. The angle of elevation from B and C to A, the top of the pole are theta and 2 theta respectively. So we can see that. And then AB is 5 units and AC is X units. Then 7.1 says, show that X is equal to 5 over cos or over 2 cos theta, and then that for 5 marks. Okay. Now again, applying the strategy, we know that we should solve this from the common side. So we can see that they will obviously have to use these two triangles here. So let's mark them. You have this triangle here, and then we also have this other triangle, right? But then what is the common side between these two triangles? We can see that it is the vertical pole AD. So we want to try to express each and every expression from each and every triangle here in the form of AD being the subject of the formula. So let's go. Here, this is a 90-degree angle, so that means our soccer toe applies. But then we are looking to express it in terms of AD, which is the opposite. But we are given here the hypotenuse. So if we have opposite and hypotenuse, then what trig ratio can we use? It's sine, obviously. So sine theta is opposite, which is AD, over our hypotenuse, which is 5. Now expressing this in terms of AD being the subject of the formula, that's AD is equals to 5 sine theta. Then let's call this equation 1. Let's not forget in triangle what? A, D, B, right? And then let's come to the other triangle. So in triangle A, D, C, then we have again, this is opposite over hypotenuse. So we should apply sine, but then this time it's sine 2 theta. And then our opposite is AD, and then our hypotenuse is X. Now, if we make AD the subject of the formula, we have X sine 2 theta. Let's call this our equation number 2. Now, at this point, we want to equate the two equations. So equate equation 1 and equation 2, right? Then this will become 5 sine theta is equals to X sine 2 theta. But then what do we have here? This is a double angle, right? So we're going to have 5 sine theta is equals to X, and then this double angle breaks down to 2 sine theta cos theta. From grade 12, our double angle identities. And then now to get rid of the sine theta, let's just divide both sides by sine theta. Then now we are left with 5, and then cos theta X. Now, how do we make a... Okay, so we still have the 2. Okay, 2 cos theta. 2 cos theta. So remember, sine theta and sine theta, they cancel out. Then to make X the subject of the formula, let's divide both sides by 2 cos theta. So equal here, and then 2 cos theta. Then this is X is equals to 5 over 2 cos theta, which is exactly what we're trying to show there. So your 5 marks, just easy like that. Okay, then let's go to 7.2. which again we can see, calculate the length of BC if it is given that BAC is what? 112 degrees, and then theta is 30 degrees. So we are given that the theta is 30 degrees. Now, what is it that we are supposed to use? We are supposed to use the cosine rule, because if we can check here, this is an angle in between, but this is the side, and we are looking for the length of BC. Now you can see that the cosine rule can apply here if we are considering this whole big triangle here. If we are just considering triangle ABC, you can see the cosine rule is starting to be in play there, right? And then how are we going to do that? Remember, we should find the value for this side here, but then we can find that using our theta here and then substitute it here. This is x is equals to 5 over 2 cos 30 degrees. Let's put it into our calculator. If we say 5 over 2 cos 30, we get 2 point. So, okay, let me just, because I don't want to round off, let me just write it as 5 root 3 over 3, the way I find it in my calculator. So there we go. And then now to find BC, I should say BC squared is equals to AB squared plus AC squared minus 2AB and then AC and then cos BAC. Then to find my BC squared, I know, okay, or to just find my BC, then my AB is 5. My AC, remember, is this one, 5 root 3, and then 3 there, square, minus 2, we have 5, and then 5 root 3 over 3, and then cos 112 degrees. So we're just going to go ahead and punch all that into our calculator. So all of this gives us a value of BC is equals to 6.64. Are we given in meters? So it's just units. So we're going to say 6.64 units. That's how you were just supposed to calculate the value for BC, right? Using the cosine rule. Okay, so please press the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed the lesson and then you've also found it helpful. But if you've been watching the videos and haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. But most importantly, please share the link with your friends and classmates so that they may also find assistance. Remember, do not be selfish. We are winning as a team.